Hello and welcome. My name is Jeremy Brown. I want to welcome you. I want to introduce you to a friend of mine, a author, a best-selling author, Virg Christoffels. He wrote the book Do Life Big that we're launching on May 5th. And I want to share with you, I think this is one of the classic American business stories. Virg first talks about him and his first wife, Sherilyn, and their journey together. And then he chronicles his entire entrepreneurial journey, giving all of you wisdom and insight along the way, right up until he successfully exits the business. His talented daughter, Sarah, acquires the business, who is now the owner and operator of the business. And Virg is really one of the icons and legends of the hair restoration business. So, Virg, I want to welcome you, and I'm so thrilled for your book.
Thanks, Jeremy. This has been a fun journey, and look forward to sharing it with everybody.
Yeah, Virg, let's talk about that. Who did you really write the book for? Like, who did you have in mind when you were writing this?
Oh, I think that person that maybe has a business started or wants to start a business, or a person who is just a really good, conscientious employee and wants to improve themselves in their job and their performance, and the person who maybe is struggling to do all those things and then still find balance in life. And I know we hear a lot about that, but I really talk a lot about that in the book, about the importance of goal setting, the importance of having a mission statement for yourself and for your family and for your wife and for your marriage. And so, yeah, for somebody to better themselves in their work, in their home life, in their marriage, in their family. And there's a lot of takeaways in there, speaking about my personal life as well as speaking about my business life.
Yeah, and that's what I love about it, Virg, too, in both your book, but also in your consulting. You talk a lot about how do we win in business and how do we win in our spiritual life, in our family life, because you definitely have done that, and it's incredible to see. And again, whether you're coaching people or whether I'm reading your book, I'm really going to get a lot of insight on that. So talk about a little bit, like, what is one of the biggest problems you hope this book will solve for your readers?
I think the place for me to start is to look at my own failures through life. And it's always easy to be at this point in the stage of my life and to make it look like, oh, what a perfect life. Well, it is a perfect life. I can honestly say that God's been good, but it's not always been that way. And I've learned a lot by the school of hard knocks. And there were times when my life wasn't structured. I didn't have my values in the right places. I was just flying by the seat of my pants. And that was both in business, probably in my marriage, probably in my personal life, my family life. So I think to answer your question, I think I'm hoping that people can see the importance of that balance, can see the importance of starting with goals, starting with a mission statement, starting with unified objectives between you and your wife, and then if you have a family, how that enters into it. And then if you have a business, how do I balance that? What I have going on at home, and want to have the perfect marriage, and want to have the perfect family, and you want to have the best business and the most successful business. And the book talks about all these checks and balances. It gives a lot of input, a lot of ideas about measuring and tracking in business, but also those same tracking methods can be used in your personal life. When you set goals with your wife, when you set goals with a family, when you have those family meetings and you say, what are we going to do? What are we going to accomplish in life? And how do we prioritize our faith, our marriage, our family, our business, and keep all those balls in the air? And the book really speaks a lot to that.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. It seems like sometimes as a business owner, as a husband, as a wife, as a spouse, a parent, it's like, how can we balance all these spinning plates? And I love your transparency in the book, Virg. You talk about you didn't do it perfectly, you didn't do it flawlessly the first time, but you did figure out some systems, some processes along the way. Would you quickly, before we talk about the why of the book, I want to just mention your book launch, folks. It's May 5th from 5 to 7 o'clock. There's free food and beverage. What's the name of the restaurant we're doing this at, Virg?
So it's the R Bar Wine and Kitchen. So down on 8th Street, on 8th and Railroad, you can see it on in the invitation on our website. the address, but it's downtown Sioux Falls in one of the old railroad buildings. At the short name is the R Bar. Ricardo has an awesome place to come and socialize, and we'll be there from 5 to 7 on the 5th, Cinco de Mayo Day. And 5 to 7, please come and join us. We'd love to have you just to be able to say hi, and hopefully I'll share a little bit maybe about the book at that point. At that time too, we can find the time in the evening to just kind of speak to everybody. But I'm going to be signing books, and you can, yeah, please come and join us. It'd be great.
Yeah, absolutely. And I want to encourage everybody to come. It's going to be great for networking, for fellowship. You're going to be able to get a signed copy of Virg's book. It's going to be an awesome event. If you all know Virg does not do anything halfway, and it's to the nines. Like Virg, everything's going to be awesome. So I'm really looking forward to this. I can't wait for it. May 5th from 5 to 7 in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. So Virg, tell me one thing. Like, here's what I was fascinated by when we were working on your book with you is you showed me this binder once, and we've all heard the things of here's the fundamentals of business, and they really are the same in any business, but I've never seen, and we work with over 400 authors now and primarily business authors. I've never witnessed anybody pull out like a binder that was their literal playbook for their business. And this is actually what you handed right to Sarah as you were exiting, as she was taking over and acquiring the business from you. Tell me, what is this binder and how did you use it?
Yeah, the binder, I hate to use the word my Bible, but that's it's that important to me in that. So everything that's in there really has been stolen. It's stolen from coaches, mentors, friends, other business people that I've interacted with and networked with over 47 years of experience in business. And it's got everything in there. It's got my marketing plan. It has my mission statement, my value statement. It has my goal sheets. It has tracking information for, in our industry, we track leads, we track consultations, we track sales, we track what they buy, what they who doesn't show up for an appointment, our marketing, our return on investment in the marketing. It's all in there, and I think it's applicable to any business. I don't know what size it should be, but I think in a lot of the mentoring and coaching that I've had the privilege of doing, I always stress that binder. And my binder, the cover is almost half ripped off. I've had it for so long. Every year I update the front cover of it, put a new year in there, and I put in new empty sheets, and we start filling them out. And so with the coaching and mentoring that I do now, that goes with me. And people have noticed that binder, like, what's in there? What's so important about that binder? The binder is, I can open my book on Monday morning, I open that binder, and my goals are laid out for the year. My goals are laid out for the month. My goals are laid out for the week. So I can look at that binder on Monday morning and, okay, what has to happen this week? Or maybe I'm looking to see what happened last week, and it's all there. So that's been a good guide for me. It's been my conscience. It's been my way to stay on track. Yeah. And in that binder also, I have my personal stuff, my personal goals. And I can look at those, weekly, daily, monthly, and say, hey, where am I excelling? Where am I falling short? And it's always time for a course correction when I have something to measure it by. Measurement is the key thing.
Yeah. And I'll say it again, like, I've never seen anybody who, and coast to coast, I've worked with authors. It's always fascinating what everybody does. I've never seen somebody pull something out, a physical object, to say, this is the way we do things and how we run our business. And I know, Virg, you've really productized this. So I was like, I want one of those. How do I make it? And you talk about that in the book, but you've also made some for other people to populate their own information in. And if I understand right, you're going to have these at the launch for people to look at and see. And are you going to have your actual binder there too?
I will. And, just to step back for 1 second, yeah. I really was confirmed that the binder was valuable is when my daughter, Sarah, took over the business in January of 2019. A couple of months after, maybe in March, she said, "Dad, come in and I want to review with you what you did for marketing." And when she pulled out her binder, I thought, wow, that's the succession plan. I was a pat on the back, but at the same time, it was a demonstration of the value of that binder because she was using the binder and she's to this day using that to track. So yes, I'll have that binder down at the our wine and kitchen on the 5th. And I've also developed a new binder that I can use in coaching and mentoring. And it's a black leather bound binder. It looks really sharp, has our logo on the front, Do Life Big. And it's filled with both the samples and blank copies of the tracking information that I would expect to find in there. So when you say, Virg, can you work with me? This is what I would take with me. This would be part of the package. And that's where we would start keeping track of the information to know where we're at and how we're doing.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. If you run a business, want to run a business, if you have a business going and you just aren't maximizing it, you can sense that about it. I really want to encourage you to come. Virg is going to have some discounts on coaching and consulting that are going to be really exclusive for just that night, just the open house. This is an awesome package. Like whenever new authors emerge like Virg, I love finding guys who have actually done it. Men and women, we always say we find the doers. And Virg wasn't sitting around writing a book for all these years. He was building his business, growing his business, and exiting his business. And now you see his daughter running it so successfully, owning it for herself. This is like truly an opportunity. I feel like before Virg, your schedule is going to fill up with your coaching and consulting. That's going to happen. I think it's a great opportunity to jump in early with Virg. So I want to encourage you to come to look at his coaching that he's doing, to buy the book, to come and get a signed copy of him. It already, through pre-orders alone, hit a best-selling status on Amazon in entrepreneurship and has a very competitive section of Amazon. So you've already hit that, Virg. And so would you just remind us, what's the day, what's the time, Virg? And then I want to ask you one more question and we'll finish the video.
Okay, so once again, it's the 5th of May, Cinco de Mayo Day, and really no significance there other than that's a good day to help remember the 5th. Downtown Sioux Falls, 8th and Railroad. It's the Our Wine Bar and Kitchen. Ricardo hosts the place down there, does a great job. Easy to find. Yeah, 8th and Railroad's a popular place downtown, so look forward to seeing you there. Open house 2 to 5.
So Virg, Do Life Big. Why'd you write the book? Give us the why behind it.
Why did I write the book? So it started after Sherilyn died. I started journaling. I think that part was maybe a therapeutic process for me. Spent 6 weeks at the lake writing and journaling. And the whole concept is where my life has been and where's my life going. And I was concerned about how do I continue with my life to add purpose and value to myself and to other people. So from that, I started writing. Once I got the writing done, I was really praying about, okay, now what? What do I do with this? And I think the answer to my prayer is that God laid it on my heart to say, hey, through friends, through acquaintances, you should put this in a book. And I felt, okay, maybe that's my way of finding purpose, finding value for myself. And hopefully when you read the book, you too will find that purpose and value through my story. And so it's a very personal story. It's a love story. And yet in there it speaks a lot about my dependence on God through the ups and downs of family, of business, of life, of a cancer journey. And the importance of the plan that I had. First of all, obviously by God's grace, but the plan that I had helped us to stay on track even during hard times. And those stories all shared in that book.
Yeah. Oh, incredible book, Virg. I really appreciate it. We're so excited for you. So everybody join us on May 5th, 5 to 7 o'clock, open house, book launch, Virg's brand new book. We're excited to see you there.